Hey guys, today, as the title says, I am making a Thanksgiving game, because it's Thanksgiving when this video comes out. So, yeah, let's get right into it. Okay, so I'm making the game in Love, which is a Lua game making 2D game making framework. Let me just do it. Where is he? Where is he? Here he is. So, it's a framework for making 2D games in the Lua programming language. So I'm going to be using it to make a Thanksgiving themed game. So I have a hello world program here, and we can just run, and it's gonna have that. Let me just. So this is hello world. So now I'm going to need to make a player. So we're gonna go to function love.update. I believe that is what it's called. I haven't used love in a bit. We can make a variable local player pose. This is going to be the player's position. I set to 0, 0, and then we can so I think there's actually a function for detecting. So let me check it on the thing. Love.keyPressed gives the key scan code is repeat. So key equals escape. I'm not sure if this is actually what I want, because keyboard.is down. Yeah. And then I'm going to need to know what a key constant is. Let me just make this actually a separate window so I can show you what I'm doing instead of just talking and saying words, which are the same thing. So here we got our key constants here, which is what I can check for. So we're going to want to allow WASD or arrow keys. So I'm going to do this, and I'll be back when I'm done. Okay, so that is my thing so far. And actually, let's just change this. And then let's run. And you can see by what's printing. Okay, printed WASD up down. WASD up, left, down, right. So yeah, it works. Also, really quick, I want to change the name of the window. Alright, so I should probably explain the concept of this game. So essentially, you are like a guy, right? And the turkeys, they're angry. So what you have to do is not get touched by the turkeys, and collect coins. And then, yeah. You have to survive. So that's our game that we're making. That's what it is. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna need local speed equals 1 just for now, and then we're going to, I believe, yeah, player position at 1, because player position at 1, because Lua is 1 indexed, so this should equals this minus speed. So now we can copy that for down. It's going to be plus, and then here we're going to do this. We're going to change this for 2 and 2, and we're going to minus, and then here we're going to do plus, and that's gonna do it. But we're not gonna be able to see the player because I'm not drawing a player currently. So I believe there's a rectangle, and let me just find the page in the docs. So rectangle here. So we're going to do mode x, y, width, height. So our mode is going to be either fill or line, and then x is our position, width, and that's it. Oh right, I'm also going to need to clamp the position. And now this should work. So let's try it out. Okay. Up and down don't work because I know exactly why they don't work though. It's because I mixed up what player pose 1 and 2 were. So let's actually just swap these really quick. It's x comma y, not y comma x. I should know this. And yeah, works pretty good. But we do have a weird thing going on here with that. So and also we should make him bigger, so you can actually kind of see him. And okay. Minus size over 2. Minus size over 2. That should do it. No, because I need parentheses. No, because it just doesn't work for some reason. It basically, what's happening is it's rendered from the top left corner, and then I'm doing the size as if it's doing it from the middle. So I need to get to the middle. Alright, so I'm not sure why this isn't working, because it should be working perfectly fine. Should we be adding? We should be adding, shouldn't we? No, that actually does the opposite. Okay, so we should be subtracting. Should we just be subtracting size? Then that would make it render from the bottom right corner, right? Which somehow works. Well, I don't know why it works, but it works. So don't need to complain, I guess. Let's change size to like 15. No, 50. This should be. That's way too big, and speed needs to be higher if it's that big. 25. There we go. And then we need speed to be like 3. That's way too fast, actually. 2. Okay. This is good. Okay. Now we should probably make turkeys. But we're not going to make actual turkeys because that would be work. So for now, we're going to draw a differently colored rectangle. And also do colors, just in general. So for colors, we're going to need to go to love.graphics. I believe it would be in here, correct? Set color. Love.graphics.set color. So this function. So let's do that here. So I'm thinking I could do a table here. Local turkeys equals, and every you can have items in the table that are tables in and of themselves that store position, speed, velocity, stuff like that, right? And then we can also do the same thing for coins, but this is just going to be a table of positions and stuff. And then we're probably also going to give them IDs, the coins, we're going to give them IDs so that we can remove them from the table, I think. Maybe. We'll figure it out. So now we're going to want to change the background color, right? So love.graphics, set background color, and then we're gonna do, I think, a nice green color. Even though we already did a green color, we're gonna do it again, but a different green color that's like dark. So 2492, 24 over 255, 92 over 255, 0. And then we can run that. And then, boom, we're here. And I would like to put our guy at the center of the screen to start. So we're going to set his coordinates. Oh, wait. I get the thing. We're moving him. So this should be clamping to size over 2. And then minus size over 2. There we go. So, okay, anyways. Now we gotta put him in the middle of the screen. And there we go. That should move him to the center of the screen on start. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Oh, removed in Love 1.10. Love.graphics.getWidth. Graphics. Run. Here we go. That is not the center of the screen. That is slightly off. Can you see that? See that? That isn't the center. Am I insane? I think this is the center. Am I insane? Am I insane? Let's do a quick sanity check with a real world ruler to see if I am insane. That would be about 7.1. No, 7 and 1/4. 7.25. And that point is about 3.5, which would be 1/2 of 7.25. Am I wrong? 7.25 over 2. 3.625. Yeah. So it's actually top left corner, but it shouldn't be that because I told you not to do that. I've said, hey, don't do that. Actually, also, if I go down to the bottom right, yeah, we can go off screen over here. So we also want there we go. Now we can run and well, that doesn't work. Minus side over 2. That'd actually probably make more sense. Yep. Alright. So now he's stuck in the box. But that doesn't fix our issue. So we need to redo our drawing, which is drawing from the center to be drawing from the center. I know how wrong that sounds, but it's the truth. Okay. Run. That's even less accurate. So subtract. Is that in the center? Let's check with our trusty handy dandy ruler. Get the. This is a completely different. Oh, this is in 15ths. What possible unit could that be? Okay, inches. Alright, so we got 7¼ again. And now the middle is at 3.65. Awesome. So that means that at least the X is in the center. And if the X is in the center, I have no clue as to why the Y wouldn't be in the center. So we're going to say that that is correct. Awesome. Awesome sauce. So now we have our player starting in the center. We have him stuck. That's it. So we're going to need to write the score on the screen. So let me just do that really quick. See when that's done. Okay, so I think that this should work. I stole the score font from Mr. Bounceworth, which you should play if you haven't. And it works. First try. Whoa. Okay. I'm going to make a score box. So I'm going to set this to actually be 32, half the size it currently is. I'm going to make a score box. No, not 32, 48. 64. Perfect. I'm going to make a score box. It's going to end like right here. If that's 64 pixels, then we're going to want an extra, I don't know. Let's make it like 80 pixels tall. Right. And we're going to basically just draw a rectangle. Love.graphics.setColor 0, 0, 0. Love.graphics.rectangle starting from 0, fill starting from 0, 0, going across screen size at 1 by 80, and then we can run in there. There we go. And then we're going to want to move the score down. If we do quick calculation, it's going to be 80 minus 64, 16 divided by 2, and we're going to move it down 8. Move it down 8 pixels, and then also write 8 pixels, so it looks even. So let's do that. So we're gonna move it 8, 8. So run. There we go. Now it's in the score box. And then, so as the score increases, it's going to go right, I think. Correct? Yes. So how about we add, okay, local score disp equals cur score, and then we set cur score to 0, and then we do this, we do score disp. Okay, you'll see where I'm going with this. We're gonna math.floor score cur score disp equals then cur score equals cur score plus what frame rate does love go at? I want love frame rate. Love 2D frame rate. Common standards. What do you mean? Wait, love 2D frame rate. Get FPS. But what is the frame rate? Okay, how about we just go back to the wiki. So how about we just assume 60 frames per second? All right, we'll just add 001. No, we'll just add 0.1, and we'll see how that goes. See, I just want it to see it increase like this, so I can see what happens when you get absurdly high scores. So yeah, I'll see you in a second. Okay guys, so it looks like it's just gonna keep going out that way, and at this rate I think, let me just use my trusty ruler, if that takes up about 2¼ inches, so 4 takes up 2.25 inches, right? 2.25 over 4. That's how much 1 takes up. And then we can look at the area, the size of the window. Where the heck? Oh, here we go. The size of the window is about 7.25 inches. We already knew that. So, times, no, 5625. 7.25 over, no, 7.25 over 0.5625. We can fit about 12 digits, so running out of room won't be an issue. Now we want to modify the screen size to be the screen height. We want to modify it to be screen height minus 80. So yeah, that's how it is. So now if we run, I can't do that, and wait, let me just make sure that this height is correct. That's, wait, I need this in inches, yes. So that's about 4.75, and then it's at 2.25. That's correct. So, no, it isn't. What? It's at about a little over 2.25. Now let's do 0.75 over 2. Yep. Tracks. So we're good. And we can also get rid of that. And I don't think I'm gonna need an actual score disp, so we can do that. So now we just need to add the turkeys and the coins, the game part of the game. So I'll do that. Not time lapsed. I'm just gonna do it. So I'll see you when that's done. Okay, so it's been like 50 minutes, which is way too long, but I think I've done it. So I've done all this, and I think I haven't even implemented coin spawning yet, but I think coins as a concept are good now. There's a coin, not quite how I want it to render, but there we go. Now I just need to fix this, and I don't know what's wrong. What's wrong there? Bounding. That's why but I don't have to mess with that. I can just set this to like 10, and then actually just 5, because that, and then run. And there we go. You can see our coin, and I touch the coin, and I get a point. So let's move this to like 100, 50, and then run. And then we can try going from this side. Yeah, we can get the coin. Awesome. Let's make the coin a little bigger, 15 maybe. Is that? Yeah, that's a square. That's a square. I don't know why it wouldn't be a square, but yeah. So there we go. Now I'm going to implement coin spawning. So I'll be back in a minute. Actually, no, I won't. I'm going to explain what I've done. So first, I took the player movement and put it in its own little thing. I cleaned up comments and stuff, and then I did collision detection, right? I basically just get like the X and the X of the left and right of both, and then the Y of the top and bottom of both, and then I check if they're intersecting with this big if statement. I return true if they are, false if they aren't. And then in coin collect, make an array of coins to remove. It's just going to be empty, and then it contains the indexes. And then the coins, we collision detect. The player and the coin, and if they are touching, then we add it to the list of coins to remove, and we increase the score by 1. Then we reverse the table, and we remove it. And the reverse table I just got off the interwebs. And I also made this draw coins function real quick. Okay, now I'm going to make random coin spawning. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so I think my spawn coins function will work. Let's see. Let's wait like 10 seconds. Okay, and let's wait another 10 seconds. How about we don't do that, and we actually just increase this speed from 0.1 per second to 1 per second. There we go, we got a game. This is a game now. Let's see. Collect the coins. So, and I could theoretically raise this to like 100, but this is going to get chaotic fast. Right, see, this is just going to be an infinite coin. All of these coins are just going to have like infinite coins at that spot. because they're all from the same frame. Right, os.time is gonna be like, it isn't gonna be you know, that different. So I'm actually just going to add to os.time. I'm going to add the reciprocal of delta time. So in here in a random seed, we can then add dt to the -1. So now if we run, it's you know, it's going to be more random. But yeah, the coins, they aren't going to be able to get removed properly because there's just so many. So yeah, it's never going to go that high though. It's most probably ever going to be is like 10, maybe just like 1 per second is going to be the max. Because yeah, see, they're already getting the errors here. It's like it increases, but it can't remove because it just keeps getting added. So I think the highest we're ever gonna go is like 1 per second, because it isn't broken at 1 per second. Because we're never gonna add multiple per frame. So I should probably explain how my code works. So I should probably explain the idea. So the number of coins that spawns is going to be... Why can't this be removed? Why can't it be removed? Why doesn't it work? Okay, let's see. Why can't it be removed? So coin collect, table.remove coins v. You know, why don't I just remove right now? I know that's probably going to mess it up. We can just change it to pairs, and it can go through nils. Table.remove coins index. So yeah, that should work. I don't see why that wouldn't. So let's see. Just wait for a ton to appear. And I'll sort of collect them all. And I'm really good at it. So I'm going to do this. So basically, as you collect more coins, as your score goes higher, I'm going to make a function that changes the current coin spawn rate in coins per second, and the current turkey spawn rate in turkeys per second. And we're going to have those kind of be inverses of each other in a way. Right, so less coins spawn as your score goes higher, and more turkeys spawn as the score goes higher. But we never want, we want to have a minimum for the coin spawn rate. And I'm thinking maybe once every 10 seconds is a good minimum. Right, we can subtract I think we don't even need like a function. We can just we can just, like, every time you collect a coin, it goes down. So I guess it'd just be linear, really. Though actually, doing maybe inverse square might be better, you know. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave this running for a minute and actually no. We can just increase this to spawn rate to 10 per second. And then, yeah, now they're everywhere. And can we collect all of them, though? Yeah, it looks like we can. All of them seem to be collectible, and it's always just the one that I'm trying to collect. Actually, it's never like some other coin that gets deleted. It's always this coin that I'm touching. Alright, now if I change that to 100 per second, we're also going to hopefully still be able to get these coins. And yeah, our coins still work. So let me explain how this works exactly. So the coin spawn is really simple. Basically, there's a coin spawn rate and coins to spawn. So it increases, so it adds 2 coins to spawn, the coin spawn rate times delta time, which is in seconds. And then if it's greater than 1, if we're supposed to be spawning a coin on this frame, then we set the random seed, we go into a loop that happens as many times as we need to spawn all the coins we need to spawn. We put a coin in a random position, and then we subtract the number of coins that we spawned. So we're going to keep any decimals, which is probably going to keep it more accurate over time, which I don't think really matters. But hey, why not? So now, my goal is to make a turkey, and when you touch the turkey, you game over. So I'm going to do that now. See you then when it's done. Okay, so I've done a lot of this, a lot of what I need to do. See, if you go in, I haven't spawned turkeys yet, but you can see that this turkey, he runs around, but see there, he goes through that a little bit. He goes through it just a tad bit. So I would like to change it so that see, and he kills you. So I'd like to change it somehow so that he stops doing that. He doesn't do it at the bottom, doesn't do it at the left, doesn't do it at the right, only the top. So here is my draw turkeys. Here's move turkeys. So I do collision detection, and then I also clamp. So it would be this one that is incorrect. Oh, because I'm clamping with 0, aren't I? I should be clamping with 80. So that should... Let's check. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, yeah, he moves down 80. He just moves down. Like, the amount he should be, like, not. Okay. So, never mind. Never mind. That should be 0. That very much should be 0. Maybe... What is this? Oh. So, I don't think I'm doing this right. I think there's something wrong with this. I'm not sure how, that would be, but what if I do it like this? Let's see. And then he bounces, still does it. So, what's happening with this clamping? Is this just not clamping? Okay. Let's check when he bounces to the left. Okay, so he's gonna move up, there. It doesn't bounce quite right. Does he bounce right there? I can't tell. I think he bounces right with the left. Or he just bounced right with the top. No, he didn't. I'm so confused. Okay, so why is this happening? I don't get it. I do not get it. Not in the slightest. Why this is how it is. I don't understand. I don't understand why he doesn't just move down the amount that he's supposed to be moving down on that frame. It should be directly as he moves there. It moves him back down. So there shouldn't be one frame of delay between those, but there seems to be one. How about I do clamping just all the time? Like, no matter what, it always gets clamped. So, move, clamp, bounce, horiz, bounce, vert. Now it got completely. Why did that happen? Why did that happen? What happened? It never. Oh! There we go. See, I'm clamping before. Well, never mind then. I suppose I just have to clamp here. And then yep, see, now it bounces. I don't know why that. Well, the graphics kind of look like Atari graphics, right? And Atari games, well, they aren't programmed perfectly. So this is a bug. No, this isn't a bug. This is a feature. And actually, I can hide that. I can hide that by just drawing them in a different order. Instead of drawing the turkey on top of the score box, I just move all of this down. Right? And then now it's drawn under, so it looks like it's bouncing perfectly. There we go. Problem solved. No errors in my physics code whatsoever. Okay, I'm gonna get to spawning these now. Okay, so this should work. So let's see if it does. I don't think it's working. Oh, it is. So I should probably increase it for testing purposes. But theoretically, shouldn't there be... Oh. I see. Yeah, let's just start with like 10 to spawn. Just you know, test it. And then they should be able to escape every once in a while. Right. So they should be able to escape every now and again. So that, you know, there aren't just millions of turkeys. Yeah, see, there's a couple just escaped there. And they also seem to be spawning in the same place, in like the same places as the coins, which I guess is to be expected. But yeah, so theoretically we could consider this game done, but I'm not a boring person, so I'm not gonna do that. It's not what I'm gonna do. What I am gonna do is say that this game is almost done, because it is. So now I'm just gonna have to finish. So like, I can actually just do this here. Okay, so I've done it. So you can see I can play, I can, you know, dodge, get the score, and then see I got score 3. It says game over, incur your noon, and you're dead. You press R. I said R. Pressed E, and then you can play again. So now I just have to implement my difficulty thing, and we're good. We're good. Yeah. So time to do difficulty. So far pretty fun though. Yeah. Okay, not time lapsing difficulty. That's gonna take too long. So see you when it's done. Okay, so I've on Desmos here, I've made these two functions that are going to be you know, so this is going to determine spawn rate of coins, the orange here, yellow orange, and then the red is the spawn rate of turkeys. Right. You see the picture, and this of course is asymptotic, so it's actually never going to reach 0. it's never going to reach 0. But I kind of actually want it to never reach 0.1. But also have it start at 1. Which I know how to do. I know how to do that. I'm smart, and I know how to do that. -1. No. Right, -1, and then so now it's wait, did that do it? Right? -1. That moved it down 0.5. That moved it up 1. Okay, so we want it to be up 0.1, right? And then we want to move this, to be moved down. I want it to be moved left 0.1 as well. Or actually, this is actually when we want the parentheses around. Actually, this is going to move the function. So we need it at, when it intersects 1.9. There we go. And now it intersects at 1. And it never quite hits 0.1. See, if you go here, it's almost at 0.1. So that's where we want it. So these are our functions. Okay, I'm gonna code this now. See you in a minute. Okay, so this should work. Let's see. See, it's right, and then we wait a minute. It's gonna spawn again, and then we can like that, and that's 4. And then then this is gonna. All right, so it's at 4. It should take, instead of doing 1 a second, it should take 0.82 per second. So every 2 seconds, it's gonna do 0.82 times 2 is going to be 1.64. So it's going to spawn 1 in 2 seconds, and then 0.64 plus 0.82 is going to spawn another the next second. And see, this is, yeah. You see how this is. I wish I could, like, I mean, I can print it, I guess. Yeah. How about we just print coins coin spawn rate. Turkeys turkey spawn rate, and then yeah, that should be it. Okay, now we run, and then coins is 0.4486. What the heck? And then 4, it's 0.137, and then on 4, on the real one, it's 0.82. So I've entered the function incorrectly somehow. So we'll see how I did that incorrectly. I don't see any errors. Let's compare here. So 2 to the power of negative 0.08. There we go. Now that'll do it. So we're at a little over 1, approximately. And then we got 9.5, and then at 4 we're at 8.2. Yeah, so this is correct. So we're doing it right. And then we also want our turkeys to move faster, right? We don't just want more turkeys. We want more turkeys moving faster. But we also want to raise the turkey escape rate so, that doesn't happen. And there's turkeys everywhere, So that's our goal. So I'm going to do that, and I'll be back. Okay, so this should be good. Here are the graphs. So here you can see this is escape rate. So eventually it gets to 1 at about 25-ish. And then from there, they all escape. And by then, the velocity is up to like 20. So yeah, it's going to be a little difficult to dodge them. So yeah, and then the velocity, it's a simple linear function, 0.25x plus 15, for the string velocity. So, yeah, let's check that out, see if it works. Hopefully it does. This and well, that didn't work. How did that break so much? Like, what is Kurt? Oh, because it's 2, not 15. That's how. I don't know how I got to 15, but it starts at 2. That's how. That is how it fails so fantastically. Okay. You can see they're moving faster, spawning more frequently. That is scary. Yeah, okay, so yeah, they're spawning more frequently and spawning faster. So by 25 coins, they are guaranteed to leave. They don't bounce anymore. Because, I guess they're like breaking through the wall. But, well, that wasn't fair. Okay, maybe I can also increase your speed by the same thing, right? So, P speed equals cur turkey val. Run. So now your speed is going to be the same as that of the fastest turkey. Well, the fastest possible turkey. And then actually this is extremely hard to control now. So we're going to use a different function that maybe has an asymptote. Maybe that would be good. Maybe that would be good. So let me show you my function crafting process. So we're going to start at x plus 2. X plus x. Oh, that's just 2x. So this is going up by 1, and that is way too much. And 0.25 is also way too much. And I also said that I wanted an asymptote. So the asymptote, also like a, I don't think it's the same thing as a limit. No, it is the same thing as a limit. Yeah, the limit of the function should be, what's this button? Fun. Okay, anyways, the limit should be about maybe like 10, maybe like 7.5. No, 7. So our asymptote should be 7, and we're starting at 2. I don't know any way of finding a function that meets those parameters besides just brute force. Well, I do know how to do it besides just brute force, but, so I think I'm just going to do an exponential function here like this, and then we're going to flip it. No, not like that. And then also like this, actually. Yeah, and then, so now this, then we can move it up 7. So then our asymptote will be 7. And then we're going to want to move this over, and we need to find where it's at 2. Which is about negative 2.32. So we need to move it over to the right 2.32. And then we also want to make this happen slower. So I'm going to do this like 0.25. Oh, well, now that's different. So I'm just going to wait until I'm all good. So I feel like this is a good speed, to go up. Maybe you should make it slower so it takes, more time. To get to full speed. So you feel like you're speeding up more, and it feels like it's getting more frantic, while the people are still actually playing. They're at 18.57. Nice, 18.565, like that. And now it's good enough. So yeah, now, oh wait, that actually takes way too long. Then, alright, 928. And yeah, so now you're gonna get there, but you're gonna start like not really going up by like the 12th, the early teens. There. Alright, so now this is your player speed function, and then I need to put the player speed function into here. Let me just do that really quick. I can, to the power of negative 0.25 times x, which would be cur score, minus 9.28. And then all of this plus 7. So now, when I run, that wasn't fair. Now see, I get faster. I actually get faster way too fast, actually. But I could have actually just entered something wrong, which I think is very likely, based on how much I've entered things incorrectly thus far. I don't see anything, so let's print it out. Speed, key speed. And let's see. Okay, so we're at about 2. And then we're at about 2.8. 3.4. 4. Okay, maybe I just... Okay, what do I think should be max speed? I think that's too fast. I think 5 is too fast. Okay. So let me just die so I can respawn. Okay. I think this should be max speed, about 4. Okay. So let's refactor our function. Well, in math context, that means like a different thing, so. Wait, I just saw 2. I saw like perfect 2. Okay, 5.29. So 5.29. 5.29. That's not right. Okay. Why not? 2. Oh, because 4. Literally just 4. Okay. Now, okay. So now I can modify that. Modify this function to be 4 and 4. And then we run. So our speed is 2. Our speed is 2.3. Now 2.5. 8. 3. 3.1. 3.2. 3.4. 3.5. And see, now it just goes up from there. So now I feel like the game is probably done. This is the game. We get lagged every now and again. And also I feel like I actually need to increase that spawn rate. And I also should stop the printing because that's probably adding to the lag. And I also need to do delta time stuff. So I'm going to fix all of those errors and then I'll be back. Okay, so this should work. So I've made all of the speed like delta time based, and I have increased it from 0.25 to 625. 0.625. So it should work. Let's see, is this? Yeah, now it looks like way more spawning. Yeah, it's definitely more spawning. Jeez, whoa, this is crazy. Whoa, why did he just bounce there? And he just hop. What? Why are they all going up there? Like, is it based on speed? Like when they hit it? Is when they hit it based on speed? If velocity plays a role in when they hit it, then that isn't very good. And why are all of them going up? Like, whoa. Just that one guy. Alright, maybe I need to fix the velocity. Okay, I'll be right back. I have come to the executive decision to do that. So now they're all going to be just as fast as the player. So now they can't go any faster than you. So now they can't go like that, all that fast, really. Think about it. Think about it. Alright, these crazy turkeys are all going up for some reason. That's weird. I'll figure that out, but or maybe I just won't. Maybe I just won't figure that one out. I think that's fine. Oh, that's such a easy change. Okay, I'm gonna change this turkey spawning code for the velocity to be, now we can run, and that should be pretty good. Now all of them have their own individual maximum velocities between 1 and the velocity. And, 1. Gosh dang it, 1. See, I don't actually mean 1. I don't actually mean 1. I actually mean 150. Right. Now they're all going to be moving reasonable speeds. And I chose 150 because that's just what I was running at before. So it's basically the same speed. It's running somewhere between 130 and 150, depending on the frame, of course. Depending on the second. Frame per second. Right, so yeah. You know. Alright, so now this is good enough. I'd say the game is done. Or maybe I can add one more feature. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna add one last fun trinket. Okay, so my special feature should be done. You have to get to 15 points to see it, and then at that point you have a 5% chance of the special thing occurring. So let's just see if I can get there. Yeah, this game is really fun though. So yeah, I am putting this game on my Game Jolt, so you can download it if you want to give it a shot. See if you can beat my high score. Yeah, there it is. Well, it turns out 5% is actually way too much. But see, it's like a prize turkey. So yeah, 5% is too much. So I'm going to lower that, but it's a purple prize turkey, and if you catch it, and if you touch it, you catch it, right? You get 5 points. So and also maybe I can instead do 1.25 for the size, because that's like way big. 0.1% of the time. There. Okay, now run. And then you can try to catch a prize turkey really quick. And then that's the end of the video. Time lapse. Yeah. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh. That was a really high score, though. So whatever that score was, that's gonna be my high score. Actually, really quick. Let me just greater than or equal to 1. Just so I can just track and see if make sure that my code works as intended. Yes, that does add 5 to your score. Just needed to make sure. Alright, so let me just 15. And now I'm going to upload it to GameJolt, show you the page, and the video's done. Okay. Well, yeah, here it is. Here's the page, GameJolt page. Should be up when the video comes out. If it isn't, it will be up very shortly after the video comes out. So, yeah. So until next time, I am Xanton Lan, and I'll see you laters.